This video, I want to share my thoughts on the business model for the martial arts. Thinking about it recently. Just started working for Uber, and I've learned more about the company and how they structured the company, and I think it provides some good ideas of how I feel that the martial arts should be structured as far as teaching it and sharing it. So Uber, what they have is they have different tiers of different services provided. There's 3 tiers. First tier is called Uber X, which is the baseline tier, which is the majority of their business, but it's like the really low cost and cheap um, option for the people to get to one location to the next in the most affordable way. So they're gonna have like very low quality type of cars for the Uber X, and it's gonna cost the least amount of money. So say, you know, you might get charged maybe 90 cents per mile. And the next tier above that is called Uber Select, and there's gonna be more luxury vehicles. So you would Uber X would be a minimum of a year 2001 vehicle, and you could get like things like a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic. Those are the type of vehicles that they'll be that will be driving you around. Uber Select would be luxury type of vehicles like a Mercedes, a BMW, Jaguar, um, you know, Infinity, Cadillac, like the luxury vehicles, and it has to be at least 2007 or newer. And then they would charge the passenger around $2.55 per mile, so significantly more. Not 90 cents per mile, but it jumps up to over $2.55 per mile that you're paying for. Um, and then the next tier after that would be Uber Black, which is the highest tier of the Uber, um, and it has to be a model of 2010 and or newer. These vehicles are the luxury vehicles, but newer. Okay, and the charge for that would be around $3.55 per mile, and they would even say that the driver would have to get like some type of chauffeur's license. So they had the different tiers from Uber X, Uber Select to Uber Black. So from the lowest quality to the mid-range to the elite. And I feel that that's a very good business model. Um, People that are providing service as drivers, they should not be undercharging, you know, what they deserve. So people who are driving Uber Black cars should not be driving people around in the same car with the same service for lower pay as if, getting paid Uber X amount of money. That devalues the value of the Uber Black. And that's how I see the martial arts should be structured. I feel that the real martial arts is like the Uber Black. Like that's the highest quality, and you should be charging the most as far as real martial arts is concerned. And then below that might be just basic self-defense. That might be like the Uber Select. And then just basic fitness would be like the Uber X. So if you're doing like personal training for people, and say you charge for, basic fitness training, it might be $30 an hour. Self-defense training should be about $40 an hour. Martial arts training should be about $50 an hour. Martial arts should represent the elite standard, just like the Uber Black is representing. It shouldn't be the other way around, where kind of how it is currently, where you got personal trainers that are charging $90 an hour for fitness training, and then you got some martial arts teacher that's charging like $15 an hour. That's devaluing the value of the martial arts, and I feel that that shouldn't be done. The martial arts should never be devalued in that way. martial arts to me is like, it's like the PhD, and then fitness training is like the associate's degree, and then maybe self-defense is like the bachelor's. So, like, people that have gotten the PhD, they should be seeking for jobs that are paying more because that's what they deserve. They have a higher level degree, and I feel that the martial arts should be shared in that manner. It shouldn't be undercut. And I see a lot of people, who might teach martial arts for free, they're actually contributing towards the devaluing of the martial arts and for people to not value it, and I don't think that's a good thing, you know. I think that if you cannot find people that will value it and pay for it, then you just shouldn't teach it, because when you do teach it, you're devaluing it, you know. I think that that's important. As far as the Uber is concerned, I worked 3 days under the Uber X, and it was just with the vehicle that I have, which goes into the Uber Select tier, and I was, getting ripped off, and I was feeling like a slave, driving one person from point A to point B, barely making anything, barely even making enough money to cover my costs. So I'm pretty much like working for free, and that's not worth my time. I'd rather not even work if I'm gonna work for free. But then when I got accepted into the Uber Select, then they started paying me, what I deserved, and the job became very enjoyable because not only was it covering my costs, but I was able to make profit off of it as well, and I started to really enjoy my job, and I feel that martial arts teachers that are truly qualified, they need to get paid what they deserve. Somebody, that's teaching martial arts, and if he deserves $100 an hour, then that's what he should be paid. But you shouldn't be paying him $10 an hour and expect for him to give you the same quality instruction and time and commitment towards your development when you're not even paying him what he deserves. I see a lot of martial arts teachers are just not truly appreciated. I feel that the fitness industry is even further developed in a business sense than the martial arts, and maybe even the combat sport. But I feel that a martial arts teacher should always get paid more than a combat sport coach, and martial arts teachers should always get paid more than a fitness trainer, because it requires so much more expertise and development in that area. It's just that we don't have a market that really appreciates the martial arts, and that's why there's not that many martial art teachers out there, because that market is underappreciated. So then martial art teachers have to find another way of making a living. They might have to become personal trainers, or self-defense coaches, or police officers, or store managers, or pilots, or firefighters. They might have to go into other industries to make money, because the market for martial art teachers is simply not there. But even though the market is not there, I still see that it shouldn't be undersold. You either sell it for what it's worth, or you just don't sell it at all. That's the way that I see it. When you make the martial arts so much a part of your life and it means so much to you, it's very important, to keep it close to you and not sell it short. Either sell it for what it's worth or don't sell it at all. Other things that it gets me to think about is even teaching the martial arts. A lot of people might not be able to afford to pay the teacher by the hour. So then an option would be, okay, then they could join a group class, and then that would be like the Uber X, and then it might be a larger group class. So then they pay less because there's more students. There might be 20. The class might be 20 people, and then they're paying the Uber X type of money. And then the Uber Select would be like a smaller group. Maybe instead of 20 people, there's 10 people in the class. And then now you pay more because you're getting more attention from the teacher. And then the Uber Black would be like the martial arts private instruction, one-on-one, where you pay the most per hour. It should be arranged in that manner. Or the Uber X could represent like the YouTube, where you just have general teachings for the mass public, and that's what's popular because that's what's cheap. But then the Uber Select would be like teaching people in a small group, face to face. That would be like the Uber Select. And then the Uber Black would be like, once again, teaching one-on-one privately. And you give the attention, all your attention to the student's development. It needs to follow along suit. If a martial art teacher cannot find one student that's able to pay the full rate for private instruction, then he could provide other opportunities and other options of getting involved in group training, or having them watch videos to learn, so then he doesn't undercut the martial arts. And they even say, I believe, that most of Uber's customers are Uber X. I think they maybe even said up to 70% of their customers are paying the lowest rate, the most affordable rate for transportation. So there's not that many people out there in the population that are paying for Uber Select or Uber Black, because they just don't have that type of money to pay for it. But to me, that's fine. When you're operating a martial arts school, not everybody's going to be able to pay for private martial arts lessons. So then you'll have to adjust your teachings and give them something more affordable, but not to the highest level of teaching that you are able to deliver. Like instead of them teaching them the martial arts, you teach them some basic self-defense. Instead of doing the self-defense, you just teach them some basic fitness. But the martial arts is for a selected few people in this population, just like Uber Black is not for everybody.